to welcome you all to the funded sponsoring call tonight. My name is Joel Broughton, for those that don't know who I am. And what I'll do is I'll just take any questions that you guys have, or if you'd like me to talk about funded sponsoring, any of the websites, any of the affiliate programs, how to make lots of money, whatever it is that you guys would like to talk about tonight, we'll definitely just open it up so you guys get the floor. So does anybody have any questions or any topics or things that you'd want me to go through today?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's your name?
This is Josh from Alberta.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, what is the best way to advertise and to get people to your site?
I want to rephrase it more in, what's the most effective way to generate income, and how do I get the most results, I guess, for the advertising dollars that I'm spending? And I think that's more important for us to focus on, not as to look at advertising as an expense necessarily, but to look at advertising as an investment in our business. And it's important, I think, that we look at it this way. And the reason why I want you to look at it as an investment in your business is because only in a business where you can generate, leverage and get, income coming back and profits, can we, I think, use our money wisely. If you're just buying things or you're just spending money and you're not seeing a return or you're not seeing any kind of results or any kind of thing for it, then you're going to kind of feel a little bit upset about it. You'll get depressed about it. You'll be, you won't feel very good about it. So when we're actually investing money in building our business, I want you to think about it in two or a couple of different ways. One, am I generating affiliates for the money? So are people being upgraded? Are they coming into the programs which are generating the income? Okay, so that's one of the ways. So, obviously the system has been set up so that when you're in the different affiliate programs and you have a primary business, people are going to come into the business. Okay, they're going to come into the, through the websites. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them will start upgrading in your different affiliate programs. Now, that's one result that is good, okay? The second result that's good is that you're building a list, okay? And it's important, obviously, to have your autoresponder set up, because without that, well, you're not building a list, okay? If you don't join any of the affiliate programs, you can't make money there. And those are really the only two main things that we're trying to accomplish. If you want to break it down into its simplest form, we're trying to accomplish two things. One, build a list of potential customers, prospects, or business partners, whatever you want to call them. And the second thing we're trying to do is we're trying to generate a recurring income to pay for future advertising. Okay? And that's it. We're not trying to get rich. We're not trying to have money to buy a new car. We're not trying to win the lottery here. We're not trying to do anything else. We're just trying to build a list of potential prospects for our business, and we're trying to generate income to pay for future ads, okay? So as you're, I guess, analyzing the different things, and I'm going to get into some specifics in terms of some of the different things that we can do and that you should be doing, I'm going to break down a bit of a plan and a bit of, I'll break down some of the success guide for you in terms of what you should be focusing on. But those are the two questions you need to ask yourself. Is this advertising either building my list, or is it generating affiliates for me? And some do both, because sometimes you'll get certain advertising that puts a lot of people in your list, but doesn't immediately translate into dollars through the affiliate programs. And that's because of one of a couple of things. Maybe your ad wasn't very targeted towards the people we were looking for. Maybe the target market you were approaching wasn't exactly right for the opportunity. Okay, maybe a little bit off in terms of who you're targeting. So some of them still might opt in, but maybe they're not upgrading because they're a weaker prospect, or depending on where you got them from, or depending on how you advertise to them. But you've always got them now in your list, which is great because you can potentially offer them other opportunities, other sales tools. You've got them in a list of pretty much similar type of interest people looking to generate money from home. Okay, people that own a business that would be interested in ways to help them build their business. So you've got those two main things that you'll be able to market different opportunities. Not only those, you can obviously send them information about other other sales tools, other things that are available out there that you might be an affiliate of that you can generate income from. Okay? And then, of course, the second thing being, again, to get money from those prospects by having them join the affiliate programs and have them come into your organization. And that serves a huge purpose because as you continue to put more and more people in those programs, your advertising budget is actually growing. Okay? And this is a really neat concept because if you had an unlimited ad budget or a constantly increasing ad budget, you would probably agree that your business can only grow. I mean, if your ad budget, and maybe you can answer this for me, Josh, but if your ad budget grew every month in terms of how much you were spending on advertising, there's probably a good correlation between that and the fact that your business would probably grow. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely.
Okay. Our goal is to grow our ad budget constantly. And if your ad budget is constantly growing, which is obviously the amount of money you're spending advertising your business, I mean, you can almost not help that your business will grow faster. I mean, you can almost be in a network marketing and still make money, okay, in your primary network marketing company, even if it's a brutal company, awful compensation plan, products nobody wants, brutal way to, show it, if you've got thousands of people looking at it every month, okay? So you could actually stumble through and be completely unsuccessful picking a network marketing company and marketing that, and you have thousands and thousands of people looking at it, you're eventually going to get some, okay? And if you've taken the time to select a solid company with good products or services, and you have a good system to bring them into the primary after they've come through our system, then obviously you're going to have way more success. And you can't stop the flow once you get $400, $500, $1,000 in ad money going out every month. It's impossible for you to stop that flow of prospects coming into your primary business. We are always the top growing business in our companies, and many people in either the top or in the top growing group or organization in their companies. And the reason why is because we are constantly growing our ad budgets. Okay, we are constantly creating more and more money to spend on advertising through the affiliate programs, through the system, which then feeds our network marketing business with more and more prospects. I mean, I'm at a point right now, guys, and I have been for probably a couple of years now, where I can't call all of my prospects. It's impossible for me to personally get in touch with everyone that wants to join my primary business. It's impossible for me to work with everyone and mentor every single person that I can bring into my primary business. And which is a cool problem to have, because now what I can do, and eventually you'll be able to do this too, is that you can start helping and supporting your team even more by providing them extra leads, by providing, giving them some prospects that are chasing you to join, and you can give them to some of your top leaders. Now, you're not going to build it for them. You're not going to enroll them and then just hand over all the enrollments. But you can obviously leverage your time more by having this system just pounding through prospects and bringing them to you like crazy, and then sharing that obviously with your team to allow you to grow bigger. So I want the focus to be on those two things when I talk about internet marketing and what are the best strategies in the next little bit. 5 or 10 minutes I'm going to spend explaining to you some of the different strategies, but that's what I want you to focus on is this going to build my list, or is this going to put money in my pocket for advertising? And if the answer is no, or if the answer is, wow, it's a lot more expensive than it's going to be worth in the long run, I pay in $20 or $50 per lead on my list and I'm not making money from it, then you got to reevaluate. But if you spend $10 on a lead, they go into your list and they upgrade for everything, which generates you $10 a month or $20 or $30 or $40 a month. I mean, that's a good investment, right? I mean, you're now spending basically $10 to get 40 back, $10 to get 40 back. I mean, that's a good deal if you look at it, right? So, I mean, it's going to depend on obviously your conversions as well, but you need to ask yourself one of those two questions. Is it building my list, or is it building my list and is it, putting money in my pocket? Now, I'm going to just go through step by step a few of the different Internet Marketing Success Guide, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on them. Now, I do want you to understand that all 21 days in the Internet Marketing Success Guide were written because they work. They're strategies that are either short-term or long-term that will generate you prospects into your business, that'll generate you members in your primary business, and generate you income, okay? So there's nothing in here that doesn't work as long as you follow it, as long as you implement it, and as long as you take a lot of action, okay? Now, the first day, obviously, is just getting to know the websites. I'm not going to talk about that a lot. Traffic exchanges are really good to target current existing business owners. Now, it's going to take either a little bit of time or a little bit of money to get this thing going, but what you want to do with this type of thing is you want to set aside a little bit of time every day. Okay, don't try and sit there for 10 hours collecting credits or spend all day. Okay, what you want to do is you want to do this, for instance, while we're on a training call. While you're listening to me right now, you can be clicking links. Okay, so I mean, we're talking for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. You can actually be sitting there just clicking randomly those links, listening to me and absorbing what I'm saying, but every once in a while just clicking the button and getting some more credits. Okay, and a lot of people do that either when they're listening to recorded trainings, while they're listening to some of the different trainings that they provide. So, I mean, it's a multitasking kind of activity that you should be doing. You should never be just sitting mindlessly clicking, okay? If you're going to be sitting clicking, at least listen to something educational, listen to an audio, listen to one of the recordings that we provide, something like that. But what you'll find is that you're gonna over time build up a ton of credits. You're going to start generating some signups out of it. You can generate some income if you are a paid member, which I highly recommend everybody get a paid account, just because you're going to get extra credits. You're going to your clicks will be worth more and things like that. So it's a good tool. Any of the traffic exchanges. I'm going to skip friends and family. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, just get that link, put it in a SIG file, or get it out there to as many possible people as you can that you know. You never know what, if somebody's going to join. You never know if somebody's is actually looking for a business unless you offer it to them. And you don't have to jam it down their throat or convince them to join or chase them around or anything like that. You just let them know that you've started a new business. Maybe put it in a signature file, put your name and your website and stuff like that in a short email letter to them that you're just touching base and saying hi, and then throw it in there so just that it's available to them. The SIG files are, I think, a pretty effective way as well to be able to generate existing current business owners. And basically what you want to do is make sure that anywhere you're posting a post, anywhere you're posting information, articles, your emails, really anywhere on the internet that you put your name on something, you need to have your website on that too. Okay? Anywhere that your name goes, your website follows. And the forums are really great places to network with people, to go chat with people, to learn, for you to read up and learn different things about internet marketing. One of the things that I will caution you on and make sure that you understand is that you don't want to get caught up in these forums buying all kinds of weird crap in them, okay? A lot of people are selling a lot of weird things on the internet, a lot of these little super matrix programs and this and that, and you don't want to get too caught up in going and chasing all these dreams and buying the super automated brand new system all the time. You want to make sure that you're there obviously to post your SIG file, but also contribute. And the more you contribute good, solid information, and you can do that by providing information about what you've learned on the recorded trainings, right? So you're clicking Traffic Swarm, you're doing listen to recordings, and then you're posting some of that information that you're learning on the internet on some of these forums and putting your SIG file in there. I mean, that's being productive, and people are going to respect that. And if you are sharing good ideas, that's where you're going to find that those forums are productive. If you're just going in there just to advertise and not even participate and not share any good ideas or any helpful tips or anything like that, you'll find that people don't respond very well to your posts. Okay, they won't respond very well to your SIG file. So that's a good technique. Again, that's an active technique, but it's free. Okay, so good bang for your buck on that one. Day 6 is one of my favorites. Okay, and the reason why Google AdWords is one of my favorites is because it's so predictable once you set it up. It is a little bit more advanced. It is a little bit more tricky when you're first getting started, but you can pick up Perry Marshall's course on that. You can watch some of the tutorials that we have, and I do promise over the next, number of months or a year, I'll put together more and more videos and things like that for some of the different training materials that we have, and maybe some more on Google AdWords. But there's a couple in there that you can watch, and you can pick up Perry's course on how to use it. But here's what Google AdWords has done for my business. I set up a campaign probably about a year ago or so, and I've continued to add to it month after month after month, and continue to add the websites in there and the campaigns, and I can produce the same number or more prospects every single week, every single month out of that campaign on a regular basis. Now, not only do I have a campaign that I built over the last year for myself, but I also have built the campaign for our cooperative as well. Okay, so all the members that take part in the cooperative and chip in money, I'm producing all of those members for them through my Google AdWords campaign. Okay, and I know that I can produce them at a certain cost because I've been practicing, I tested, I've written some ads, and you know what, those members come in month after month without even having to do anything once it's set up. Okay, so understand that once it's set up and once you've tested it, you might have a high click cost per click at the beginning. I wouldn't recommend you go much over 75 cents or $1 per click. Okay, because then your conversions will, obviously you're going to be spending a lot of your budget just on clicks. You want to get conversions. So try to keep your budget or your cost per click underneath 80 cents anyway, and you'll be able to generate some really good quality traffic out of that. And what will happen is basically once it's set up and once it's running really well and you've tested it and you've improved it, I mean, there's always more room for improvement. I go in there every single month, sometimes on a weekly basis, to add more ads, to improve more, to change some keywords around, to watch what's going on with it. But really, when it comes down to it, my biggest job is just to pay my credit card bill on that one. Okay, pay my credit card bill, make sure it's still producing fine, and it's running. I mean, it's good. It's like a constant flow of leads coming into the business forever. And they're converting, they're upgrading. It's automatic. It's just like turning on a tap. Some people laugh sometimes when I say, well, if you need some traffic over here or for one of these campaigns, I'll just turn some of my Google AdWords campaigns over there for a day. And it's just like turning on a tap. I can go put hundreds of prospects or thousands of prospects somewhere else just by moving my links around in my Google AdWords. Okay, because I've already set up all the ad campaigns. I've already got the budgets in there. I've got everything set up, the keywords that I want to be able to build my business. And trust me, guys, I can add more, okay? I mean, it's almost infinite in terms of how many ads, how many links and things like that. So don't be scared of Google AdWords just because it's a little more complicated. Just get in there, dive in there, and you'll definitely be glad that you learn how to use that one. And because obviously you can add in the other pay-per-clicks after you learn how to do Google. You can add in the Yahoo search marketing. You can add in MSN, and you can add in some of the smaller pay-per-clicks as well after that. Okay, so that one in itself, if you were to ask me, pick one thing out of the Internet Marketing Success Guide that I should master, okay, what's the best way to advertise? Pay-per-click advertising, okay, because it is so predictable. You can pay it, you can pay for it, you can turn it on and off consistently, and it'll always be there for you. Now, obviously, you're always paying for it, but it is the most predictable. It is the best way to get a guaranteed amount of traffic, very predictable on a consistent basis. Okay. Now, we're going to get into the same thing with the newspaper ads. They're similar to Google. If you're placing ads in newspapers and you do some testing, you find some good papers that you like, you find some good ads, generally the newspapers tend to be as predictable as Google AdWords as well. The only problem with the classifieds in newspapers is that you got to call them constantly. You got to, you can't just turn it on and off. The testing is a longer process because you are dealing with a print ad rather than a computer ad, and the exposure is a lot smaller than a search engine would be. But that one is excellent as well. After that, we're going to get into some more organic search type things, building your articles, getting your blog published. Okay. creating more SIG files coming back to your. So the more, things like that we're creating, those are more free type things. So you've got to understand that the more free things you're doing, the longer it's going to take for you to build your internet business. But if you are doing some of these things like publishing articles and writing on your blog all the time and pinging your blogs and putting links back and forth, creating linking campaigns and stuff like that all over the place, what will happen actually over time, okay, and I want to underline and emphasize over time, is that you'll start to generate traffic automatically through organic searches. And that's where, people will be searching for certain things and they'll find your websites, they'll find your information without you actually having to pay for it, okay, because you set up so much of it and it all intertwines and it's all out available. So the search engines are going to recognize that as quality information and there's always new stuff going on there, et cetera, et cetera. So some of those different things are very good, obviously, to continue to build. So you got to concentrate on those over time, but don't expect that you set up a blog and you're going to get 4,000 hits to it right away, right? That's almost like a process, right? Setting up Google, that would be like renting a car or buying a car and going for a drive, right away. Doing kind of setting up articles and your blogs and stuff, that's almost like you're building the car. Right? You've got all the pieces laid out on your front lawn, and you've actually got to put it together. So it's going to take some time, but maybe it's a little bit cheaper to build your own car, okay, than it is to just go rent somebody else's for now. Okay, so remember that it's going to take a process for, especially the free advertising methods are going to take a lot longer, but they are still effective to be able to drive traffic. It's just going to take you more time. And then things like the weekly solo ads. I mean, solo ads are great because it's almost like a free blast of flood of traffic to your website. Just make sure that you're selecting your e-zines or your lists correctly or properly when you're going through and picking up different solo ads. And basically the solo ads, and you can read through it, is basically just an email ad going out to somebody else's list. So make sure you write it appropriately for what the content of that list is or what the customers of that list is to be able to market to them. Okay? And then, I mean, there's a few other things in here that I didn't talk about, but really everything in there you should be going through day by day. Pick out the ones you really like doing and do them a lot at the beginning. But make sure you don't shy away from spending money either. You got to spend a little money to make a little bit of money too. But as long as when you're spending money, you're either building your list or you're generating income back, then that's really going to be the key. So I guess short answer, Google AdWords. Long answer, everything else I said.
I am doing Google AdWords. I just started Sunday.
Okay.
And so far I've gotten landed one hit each day.
Okay.
Now, is that just hits? What is the income on that? Is that immediate income on those 4 hits, or when does that come to?
Okay. Income on hits to your site. Are you generating members or hits?
Members.
Okay. Now, I got a couple questions just to clarify something. Do you have, how much are you paying on average, do you think, for those members? Do you know?
Well, I'm doing $120 a month.
$120 a month? So to generate
$4 per.
About $4. Okay, so that's pretty good, as long as your ads kind of match what we're doing and they're not, misleading or anything that people aren't going to bother upgrading. What you're going to find, Derek, is that those members, some of them will upgrade right away to some of the affiliate programs. Others it'll take some time for that list to mature. So, and what I mean by that is they've just gotten one exposure now to the website and the system, okay, because they've come through and they've signed up. Often it takes multiple exposures for a customer to purchase, whether it be in our industry, whether it be in the fast food industry, whether it be in the shoe industry, anything really. It takes normally multiple exposures. So, and the magic number is usually 6, 7, 8 exposures, and that's kind of what a lot of people say. I would say you can't have enough exposures, okay? But what's going to happen now that those people are in your list, right, now that they're free members, they're going to start getting autoresponder messages come from you, okay, about the system, trying to educate them, helping them get started, all that.
Right.
It's a good idea for you to contact them personally, okay, especially if you don't have a lot of them. You can feel free to give them a shout. Just welcome them. Don't try and sell them or convince them of anything. Just welcome them. Let them know you're there to support them if they have any questions or need help walking through the system and setting up their funded sponsoring franchise, or email them. I don't do a huge amount of that just because I have so many coming in now. Okay,
Right.
but off the start, it's not a bad idea. You can feel free. Some members do that, some don't. You don't need to because the autoresponders do that for you. You can always do that as well to try to speed up the process of monetizing your list. But what I find is that usually the income is a couple of weeks behind, okay? A couple of weeks to maybe, 4 to 6 weeks sometimes behind as they're opting in. So you not only need to have a bigger list because you just started, okay, but you also need to let your list mature a bit, meaning that you're building that relationship with them through the autoresponders. So you don't have to physically be doing it, but the relationship will start to be built in the education through those autoresponders. So the further your list matures away from the time they opted in, the higher percentage of them are going to really start upgrading as well. Obviously, the more of them you put in that list, the higher percentage will upgrade. So normally what I tell people is this. I say, after about 30 to 60 days, you'll start to see some real action happening. Sometimes right away you'll nail a few, okay, because they'll be really good, prospects. But if you're not really contacting them or selling them or doing anything like that, you're just letting the system do it, usually 30, 60 days your list will start to mature well. The other thing is that once you get to about 100, 150 members, you'll really start to see things happening. The first 10, 20, 30 members, you really don't see a lot of action because it's just such a small number. I mean, either they did or they didn't, right? If you have 2 members, what are the chances, both of them upgrade, right? Pretty small percentage that 100%. But normally when you got 100, 150 members, you'll have some pretty good people in there that are going to not only upgrade, but also really want to go out and build the business with you, right? And they'll want to go start building their list too. So, I guess my advice is just keep going. Don't get too concerned over how many are upgrading yet or watching that. Just focus in on the activities that you're doing, which is building your list. And obviously, you can watch as they start to come into the affiliate programs that you're in.
So realistically, I should not expect any time before 3 months before enough money is coming in to at least equal that $120 I'm spending.
I would give it that. It depends on how quickly you build your list too, though, right? So it depends on how many members you're getting for those. If you're just doing Google, or if you're doing other campaigns and other things as well, right? As well, so depending on what your primary is and stuff, you might hit somebody in one of those first months, right? Maybe in the first 30 days that wants to join your primary, maybe you get a bonus for $100 or $50 or whatever. So, and that normally I'd say to apply that back into your ad money. But, I guess the big caution that I want to tell people is don't expect immediate results from a system like this. You're not going to make $1 million overnight. There's nothing out there that does that. So don't break the bank first month, right? Don't go and break your budget first month and then say, oh, it didn't work. I guess I'll go try and do something else, right? You want to basically be building your list. You want to build it like you would build a real business, right? This is our next 12, 24, 36, 48 months. We got to build it. So really budget your money, budget your time, make sure that you're in it for the long run, and you'll find that once it's built and once your Google campaigns are going, once your ads are out there, you can't stop it. The flow of income and the flow of leads coming in.
Right now I'm very computer ignorant. And, my sponsor has talked me through into getting my Google AdWords started. Mm-hmm. What is one of the things I need to be learning to add to that, the first step that's most important to add to that Google AdWords? Okay.
Do you have all of your affiliate programs in your autoresponder set up?
Not all of them, no.
Okay.
I have 2 of the free ones.
Okay. You're spending $120 a month on Google AdWords. You need to be spending $100 on Google AdWords and $20 a month on your autoresponder, okay? Because that autoresponder, like I said, that's your list. I know you're building your list in your back office too, but it's going to send out the emails for you to them. You're going to be able to blast that list whenever you want. You know, you don't want to have to upload all those leads into some other program and then try to send, you know what I mean?
Right.
You want them just accessible to you. So what I want you to focus in on is doing two things, is upgrading in those programs as quickly as you can, but also being able to afford to advertise and build your business, okay? So there's two goals. One is to generate income through those affiliate programs. Two is to build your list. You need to eventually be in all the affiliate programs, okay? All of those affiliate programs, every time you expose a new member, those affiliate programs are going to be advertised to them automatically anyway, okay? You're not going to do any new effort to show them primary business, okay? So they will automatically be exposed to the member every single time. So, I mean, if you're spending $100 on advertising a month, do you want to get paid once or 4 times, right? So you just got to kind of, I would say, depending on your budget, you might not want to do them all right away, but try to add maybe one every month or one every couple of months. Try to add another affiliate program so you have another stream of income coming in from your efforts, from your list, from your advertising.
Okay, well, this has been very helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great evening, and we'll see you guys on more training calls, and make sure that, you know, you get into that Internet Marketing Success Guide and just continue to follow the strategies that, you know, we've provided in there for you guys. So have a great night, everyone.